science. Now, this week's episode of Supernatural, it's another one of the one-off episodes that doesn't really stick with the main arc of the show, which is the darkness and that whole thing. So, this week, the boys are up against a banshee. Yes, a banshee. Now, overall, I give the episode a 7. Now, you're going to ask yourself, why do I give it a 7? Now, this week's episode takes place in a retirement community where people are hearing, like, this sound and like, their brains are wanting to explode and they're, like, bashing their head against things until this banshee comes and chases them and then eats away at chunks of their brain. So, the boys, after dealing with this whole darkness, Lucifer in the cage thing, they go to investigate this. And come to find out, throughout this whole episode, it deals with vulnerability. And especially Dean being vulnerable about him being around Amara. So, the boys go to investigate this, and we got a few victims, and reading through the lore, they find out it's a banshee. Okay, and they track it down, and what ends up happening is they meet this this deaf girl, who in the beginning of the episode, in the first opening scene, she's the one that's like the little baby in the cradle. So they figure out how to take down this banshee with a gold blade. And when Dean goes back to the lookout, or goes back to the bunker to get a gold blade, he runs into Cass, which Cass isn't Cass. Cass is Lustiel. And Lustiel was, earlier in the episode, was walking through the park and he ran into another angel, and this other angel tries to kill him, and of course he does the splat thing. And so he goes back to the bunker to try to find out more about the darkness, and that's when Dean comes in. Now, Dean still doesn't know that Cass isn't Cass. So through talking to him, he kind of helps him kind of get through this whole Amara thing. And I think that Lustiel knows a possible weakness or a possible way to stop the darkness. So the episode ends up ending with Sam and Dean and this old chick and the deaf girl who turns out to be a hunter. They end up stopping this. Now, the thing that was really off-putting about this episode, and why I give it a 7, is because we didn't really find out more about this particular banshee. Usually, in every episode of Supernatural, when there's some supernatural creature involved, there's usually like a little bit of a backstory, like it was a brother's brother or a sister or something that connects that to this place. Like, they never really go into detail as to why this banshee was going after the people of this retirement community. Usually, when a spirit or a banshee or any of these, when they attack a certain area, there's a reason for that. And they never really went into that. And I was kind of left scratching my head like, why was this banshee going after this retirement community? Maybe you know. Maybe there's something I missed. But all in all, like, it was a good episode, but I felt like the ending was a little empty. And Sam is still dealing with his issues with being in the cage with Lucifer and dealing with the aftermath. And then he, at the end of the episode, he ends up telling Dean that, I'm sorry that when you were in purgatory, I didn't come and look for you. So the boys kind of come to some common ground and, come together as a team again. But the episode ends with Dean being in his bed and thinking about this whole Amara and the darkness thing. And why he's had 2 opportunities to kill her but can't. So, Like I said, give it a 7. Good episode. It could have been better, but all in all, it was pretty good. Let me know your thoughts, questions, feelings, concerns down below in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Spike on Shadow. Thanks for watching my reviews, and I'll see you next time.